Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. I see some of you guys already in the comment section. I'm sure we're going to be meeting there. Chichi is doing an amazing work. Very, very well done. I have actually followed some of the sessions. I've seen some of the comments. I've seen some of the speakers. The speaker who just finished, I think that was brilliant. You know, I love your thoughts. I love your ideas. Thanks for being a part of this. So thank you. Welcome, everyone. Today I was asked to speak on building sustainable enterprise through collaboration and partnerships. Guys, I like to make my sessions very practical. So I'm going to be asking questions at different points in time. So I'd love us to engage, you know where we engage in the chat box, right? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bankole Williams. As Chichi said, people call me the Capo. And that's because I am regarded as the captain of the Carrier GPS cruise ship. And basically, I take people who, are interested in building, really healthy careers where they find fun, fulfillment, and they also gain some measure of financial freedom. I teach them on all the strategies to ensure that, their passion is connected, with their careers and they can profit. Yeah, I see some people commenting already. So that's one of the things I do. I also run a foundation called Live Your Dreams Africa Foundation. Some of you may have attended some of our conferences and some of our programs, but let me just jump right into some of the things I'm going to be talking about today. So I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. So like I said, let's make this thing interactive. Let's learn and let's have fun. So let me ask you a question. I want you to think about the goals that you set out for yourself in the course of 2020. Now, I know COVID came, and some of us, our goals, when we look at those goals and we look at our realities, it's almost as though we're several miles away from achieving those goals. But I want you to think generally about any goal that you set for yourself before. And I want to ask a question. Is it possible to achieve those goals without people, right? I want you to please, think about the goals that you set out for yourself at different points in time. So maybe the goals that you set for yourself in 2020, the things you want to achieve. And I want you to please answer that question in the chat box. Is it possible to achieve any of those goals, any goals, whether it's your health goal or a financial goal, whatever it is, without people? Yeah, so please send your responses in the comment box. So think about it, think critically about it. Is there any goal that you can accomplish without, the involvement of people at all? Emanuela says no. Janet says no. Judith says no. Is there anybody who says yes? Most of them involve people, right? That's Galaxy A01. You might want to change your name. Emanuela says, I think no man makes impact alone. So I see all the amazing comments. So what does that tell you? It tells you that we are not in isolation. For us to be able to execute our goals or to achieve our goals, we need people, either people who will hold us accountable or people who we will collaborate with or partner with to get them done. I love what John is saying. John says, even Jesus, as powerful as he was, needed disciples, right? So it is imperative that people play a significant role. So it is important that we understand that collaboration is necessary, right, for the achievement of whatever goals that we set for ourselves. So we've established that foundation. Very important. Establish that foundation. Now, I want to take it a step further. So what really is collaboration? Collaboration is the act of people coming together to work to produce an intended outcome or an intended result. So collaboration is people working together. So they come together to work, right? And they do that with the intention of producing a specific outcome. Right? So for you to succeed in whatever business venture you are in, it is imperative that you collaborate. It is imperative that you work with people. You have to get somebody to assist you to move your idea from one level to another level. Sometimes it might be that you have to work with somebody who is a salesperson to help you move your idea to the market or your products to the market so that your products can be sold, right? People are essential. Now, I really wish I had a profile of, the average age, for instance, of the people who are here, right? It would really be very helpful. I want to know, are a majority of people here students, or a majority of these people are graduates out of work, or working class people? It would have been great to know, but let's just assume that everybody here is a youth, right? Everybody is a youth, right? Teller says he or she's a student. Okay, so any other person, I wish you could just do like a poll, for instance, to know the profile of the people who are here, right? But how many people are graduates? How many people are employed? How many people are unemployed, right? So you might just want to put your status: employed, unemployed, in between jobs, business owner, student, right? Okay, so that helps me. I see some people are students, some are employed, some are unemployed. Interesting. So we have an interesting mix, right? But please put your responses, it will be very helpful. And somebody says a working student, I like that. Okay, so collaboration is critical, and I've explained what that is. It's the act of coming together to work to produce an intended outcome. Now, why is collaboration critical? Why is it important? I'm going to tell you certain reasons. I'm going to give examples of different companies. I'm going to use my life as an example so that you learn, from this. So I want to give an analogy. Now, I live in Lagos, Nigeria. I don't know about, every other person, but all my Lagosians are here, right? I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and there is this phenomenon in Lagos. I'm going to describe this phenomenon. This phenomenon called Ewa Agoing. How many of you have ever patronized any lady or guy hawking on their heads Ewa Agoing? Right? For those of you who are from other countries, learn about, a bit about my country, right? So it's actually beans, right? It's actually beans that's prepared in a very special way, right? And there are these women that carry them in these big pots, and they hawk those things. They go from street to street, from one part of town to another part of town to sell that. How many of you have ever eaten it? Please, I want to see in the comment section, right? Now, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon because it's not just a regular beans. There's a special way it is made, right? In the southern part of my country, Nigeria, trust me, that thing is a delicacy, right? I see Sumbo. Sumbo says we are here. You're repping in the comment section. Now, there is an accompanying meal that goes with Ewa Agoing, right? For those of you who are familiar, please, I want you to please mention that thing. There's something that you take Ewa Agoing with, that when those two collaborate, that meal is a combo, right? Those of you who are from other countries, I hope you can see what people are saying. They're saying, it's not just bread. It's not just bread. It's a type of bread, a specific type of bread, right? Thank you, John. Yeah, I see you are in the zone, right? It's called Agege bread of life. Now, I've always wondered why they call it Agege bread. Does anybody know? You might want to educate me, because I'm very curious to know. Oh, beautiful. I like the fact that someone has put up a poll, right? So you guys can vote in the poll. Are you a student? Are you a worker? Are you a graduate job hunting? That would be very helpful, right? And so let me tell you a bit about this Agege bread, right? This bread is also a phenomenon because it's soft, it's stretchy, right? I don't know that it's bromate free. I really don't know, right? Because this is like street food for those of you who are familiar, right? I don't know how much bromate is in it, but I know that bread, when you slice it and the beans goes in it, it is such a meal, Chidima says it is full of bromate. So it is not bromate free. It is free bromate. Now, think about it, guys. For those of you who are familiar with this, so to speak, delicacy that I'm talking about, imagine that bean seller, that seller of our Ewa Agoing, right, had a partnership or a collaboration with somebody who always sold hot agege bread. And they literally agreed every day to meet at a specific time and to move around and take their rounds, going from street to street. I want to ask you, do you think that there will be an increase in their sales if they collaborate? Please let me know. Please let me know in the comment section. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that there will be an increase in their sales? Whilst you guys are responding, I see that 75% of people say that, trying to understand the way the survey goes, right? But let me just pull that down. So everybody says yes, please. Amazing, right? Yes, of course. They're going to increase their sales. Most definitely, right? Certainly there will be an increase. Yeah, amazing. Sure. Great stuff. Now, what have you just learned from this? Now, what you have learned is the power of collaboration and how collaboration can significantly amplify your results. The power of collaboration as it significantly amplifies your results. Isn't it interesting that it says in scripture that one will chase 1,000 and two will chase 10,000? Can you see that with collaboration, there is geometric progression? I'll take that again. One will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. I thought two would, if it was going to be multiply the efforts of just two, I thought we would just have 2,000 people, but now we have 10,000. Why? Because collaboration leads to geometric progressions. Sorry, let me take that again. The right collaboration can lead to geometric progressions, right? So it is imperative that you begin to find people that you can work with who share similar values, whose products can be complementary to yours for you guys to have a mutually beneficial relationship. I'll take that again. People who have similar values to yours, whose products can be complementary to yours so that your results can be amplified, right? There can be a mutually beneficial relationship, right? That Ewa going and Beans thing, it's a win-win partnership, right? Both parties are happy, both parties are making money, right? So from the poll, I see 72% are students. Yeah. The analysis of this poll is interesting. 72% are also job hunting. Interesting. Then 41% are workers. Okay, interesting. Now, so that means, from what I gather, it means that the majority of people here are students, right? If I understand, so that's beautiful. So collaboration, and you have to start learning this thing. I do believe that being in a higher institution affords you the opportunity for collaboration. You see, the mistake most students make, and I'm one of those people who have called me a table shaker, and all of that, and it's because I believe that we need disruptive ideas in these times that we find ourselves in. Disruptive ideas. Now, the mistake a lot of students make is that whilst they are in school, they exist in isolation. So they are primarily focused on their books and their books alone and ensuring that they finish with good grades. Good grades is great. Finishing with a good grade, don't get me wrong, is great. But being in a school and in a higher institution affords you multiple opportunities for collaboration, for networking, for you to be able to build relationships, for you to be able to build partnerships. And what I find is that most people are just so caught up with either surviving or just, getting good grades that they miss out on the opportunities to find essential partnerships that can lead to the creation of a business, lead to the invention of something that will literally change, the paradigm for business people, right? And I think that it is important that we begin to think that way. When I was in school, I remember a collaboration that I had, right? I remember a collaboration that I had in school. Back then, there were no cinemas. And I knew that students in school wanted to watch movies, right? But we were in school and there were no cinemas at the time. And myself and my friend, so I collaborated with some of my friends and we set up something which we called Cinemagraphia. And I'll never forget because we had the opportunity to gain access to the school auditorium, and then we were able to get some movies which would show on projected screens and stuff like that. And we were able to set up a business where people could come watch movies and all of that on the school's campus. And it was something that I did in partnership with people. Now take note, I still was reading my books. I still was ensuring that I finished with good grades, but I could collaborate with people to set up something that wouldn't have taken all my time, because there was division of labor amongst us as to how to initiate this business and execute it, and bring about, something that was profitable. And that is what I'm trying to say, that whilst you are in school, there are those opportunities that exist for networking. In fact, one of the critical skills that employers look out for when they are hiring people is the ability to work effectively with people, because in an organization, you will be required to work with people. And we want to see that you have that innate thing about you that gravitates towards people to collaborate, to produce something. Some of the biggest businesses that you know today, they started with collaborations that began whilst these people were in school. They set up partnerships. They found people that had similar values. Somebody had an idea, bounced it off a few friends. The friends said they wanted to run with that idea. They came together, set up a business, started creating something, ran with that creation, and now some of those businesses are some of the businesses that you know today that are big, right? One of my friends happened to be one of the co-founders of PiggyVest. Some of you may know PiggyVest. Is there anybody who uses the PiggyVest app there, right? How did that business come about? It came about from somebody looking at a piggy bank and realizing that, if we keep putting our money in this piggy bank, one day the piggy bank will get full. How about we made this thing automated? And it was a group of people that came to talk about that idea. They were Covenant University students. They collaborated from that point, set up an application. They were meeting in one person's father's house for a period of time, up until the point where the business was able to scale. They've been able to attract funding from all across the globe, and now they are doing great stuff. It started from university, people working together. If it was just the person who had the idea that decided to execute it on his own, we will not know that business today, right? And I can give you tons of examples, right, of collaborative efforts that have yielded great businesses that we have today. So it is important to understand that you must come together to work with people, right, to bring about, an intended result or an intended product. What are some of the advantages of collaboration, of working with people, right? They say iron sharpens iron, right? Iron sharpens iron. So there must be a collaborative effort between iron and iron for it to be sharp, right? There must be that collaborative effort. And what does that mean? By iron sharpening iron, we're both sharpening ourselves. So what does that mean? It means that when you collaborate with the right people, you become sharper, right? Your skills become a lot sharper because of that collaborative effort that you guys have. Can you imagine? There is energy that is generated by collaboration. Did you hear what I said? There is energy that is generated when we partner. Energy that is generated. Have you ever seen, if you used to watch some of those prehistoric movies, when you would see a caveman or something and he wants to start a fire, what happens? He brings two stones and then they scratch themselves. And that effort releases energy, releases fire. The same way when two people, right, rub minds, they release energy, they release ideas, they release fire, and they come up with something that is groundbreaking. And that is the power of working with people. But when you are in isolation, you are depriving yourself of the privilege of having a spark. That's why some people don't have that spark. It's because they are on their own, not sharing their thoughts with people, not sharing their ideas with people that can help brainstorm, right? So sometimes you have a good idea, gather your friends together, pick their minds. Why? Because that effort is synonymous with a stone scratching another stone, and that can lead to light, that can literally catch a whole place, in fire. If you want the world to catch the fire that you have, you must not remain in isolation. You must find a medium or a means through which you can communicate with people, and relate with them with respect to whatever ideas that you have, right? So I hope that you guys are getting this thing. So why is it important to collaborate? Because iron sharpens iron. We generate energy that way. Another reason why it is important, to collaborate is balance. Balance. You can be all up in your head thinking that, your idea is a great idea. But when you put it out to the world, right, some other person will help you see a different perspective. And when they bring that perspective, it brings balance, to what it is you are doing. I can't see my back. I need somebody to see my back, right? And that person who sees my back brings balance to my own perspective, which is just limited to what I'm looking at in front of me. So it brings some measure of balance. The greatest creator, the greatest inventor of everything on earth, God, created you and he gave you two eyes, right? Created you, he gave you two legs, gave you two hands. Imagine if every human being, I'm just pictorially thinking about it, it's funny. Every human being had one eye, had one hand, one leg. How would that, just imagine, how would that human being be? How would the human walk? I'm sure they will hop. How much progress would they make, right? You having two legs brings balance to your stance. The same way you having a crop of people, right, who from time to time you can bounce off your ideas, they help bring balance to your situation. Another reason why it's important to collaborate is accountability. The reason some of you have not been able to execute on your ideas is because your ideas are only known to you. You are the one who is keeping yourself accountable. But when you have shared your ideas with specific people, right, because of the respect that you have for those people, because you know that they will ask you, that they would ask you, they'll keep reminding you, and you don't want to lose face in front of them. It sparks you, right, to want to take responsibility, to bring up to life, some of the ideas that you have. So accountability, and I can go on and on talking about some of the benefits of collaboration, but I want to now jump right into, the things that you need to pay attention to when collaborating. Who wants to learn that? I want to see your comments in the chat box. Who wants to learn all the things that you need to do to ensure that you can collaborate effectively, right? So I'm going to use the analogy of football, right? Even as, we dive right in. The analogy of football for you guys to understand this. How many of you are fans of a soccer team out there, right? I happen to be a Manchester United fan. I hope I'm not upsetting some other people who support some other clubs, but I do believe that united we stand. So rep your club in the chat box if you're a football lover, right? Just rep your club there. Let me see some of you. I see some Chelsea people. Why are you blue? Even though I'm wearing blue today. Right? Now, football is one of the most collaborative sports that you can ever see. And there's a whole lot that you can learn. I see you, Janet, Manchester City, Arsenal. Yeah, but I see a lot of Manchester United fans there. Yeah, those are my people. Now, like I said football is one of those sports that you can really learn a whole lot from. Yeah, and you can learn about collaboration and a few things that are important that you need to know when you are partnering with people or when you're collaborating. Barcelona, hide. You have to hide. After that, it's 2. You haven't changed clubs yet? Okay, so back to what I was saying. So number 1 is that you must be clear on the goal. For any business person, anybody who wants to set up a business, you must be clear on what it means to succeed in the partnership or in the collaborative effort. You must be clear on the goal. Imagine 22 players on a football pitch. Yesterday's game, Bayern versus Barcelona. Imagine all of those players on that football pitch, and there was no goal post, right? Is that not going to? Are you not going to think that? In fact, would you watch it? There is no end. There is no. We're not clear what this is about. The reason why we are clear about the game that you guys watched yesterday was because we could tell by the number of times the ball entered the goalposts of both of the teams. So winning in that collaboration is the ball entering the opponent's net, not your net. Oh. Like, who was that person that scored the own goal? Alaba, right? Not your own net, in the opponent's net. So what it means for a football team, right? What the goal is for a football team is that you must ensure that the ball enters the opponent's net as many times as possible within the stipulated guidelines and within the stipulated time frame. That is what the collaborative effort of those players means. So you must be clear on your goal. If you're working with people, you must have articulated what it means to win so that we can work, together towards it. So the goalkeeper is very clear about the goal. The defenders are very clear about the goal, right? The attackers are very clear about the goal, right? The same way, anyone you are collaborating with, you must ahead of time be able to articulate what our goal is. Our goal is we are set, this thing is a business, so we are out to make XYZ amount of money within this amount of time. It is clear that everybody knows it and we're running with it, right? So that's one critical thing that is important, for there to be any forms of collaboration. The second thing is that we must be clear on our roles. We must be very clear on our roles. What is my role, right? So you and maybe your classmates, you are setting up a business idea. So maybe you see that you identify a problem that exists. So maybe you see that there's a part of town where there's no food. People have to travel several miles before they can get food, right? And you see that that's a problem that exists. And you see, as students or as young people, for you to set up a business, you must be able to identify a problem that is popular. So every time you hear people complain about something, whilst you are in school or something in your neighborhood, that tells you that there is an opportunity to make money. Did you hear what I said? What are the things that your colleagues, your friends complain about? It is an indication of what you should be setting up a business in. So I gave an example. Where you live, on campus is far from where they sell food. So you see that as a problem. And then you and your friends, you come together and you say, let us set up a logistics business. We will use bicycles, or bikes, I don't know, to be able to make it easy for people to get food. So you set up that business, and it has to be very clear what your roles are. It has to be very clear. So maybe one person is the front-facing person. That person knows how to talk. So that's the person who maybe will print the flyers and go from door to door, room to room, to tell them the reason why, they should patronize us, and give them the contact numbers and everything. So that's the front-facing guy. The other person may be the back-end person, the very strategic person. He's the one who will take note of the total number of orders that came in, right? He's the one who will take note of the amount of money that came in. He's very accountable. He has an attention for detail. The other one who is talking does not have any attention for detail, right? He can make mistakes. So that's why he doesn't manage down. His own is that he can talk, right? Can you see how they are leveraging on each other's strength? And that collaborative effort can lead to a good business. The problem with some partnerships that I see is that everyone has the same competence. So everybody is a talker. So everybody talking. Nobody has structure. Nobody is the person who has attention to detail and everything. So when you are going into a partnership, right, some mistakes that people make is that they look for people exactly like themselves, and then they decide to partner with those people. But what they fail to realize is that they are all strong in the same area. So there would even be competition. There will be jamming heads in the same area, and they are weak in the same area. So imagine, so let me ask you, who is the greatest player of all time? I want to see your comments. Tell me, who is the greatest player of all time? Greatest football player of all time, right? This one will cause problem. Some people say Messi. Someone says Maradona, Maragini. Messi, only Messi. Someone says Pele. There's a name I'm looking for. What's happening here? Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. Ronaldo. See how many Messi fans? Okay, there are Barcelona people here. Someone says Ronaldinho. So more often than not, the argument is between Messi and Ronaldo. So let me ask you a question. Do you see how they are very alike? They have similar, so they are attackers. So imagine if an entire team was, the 11 players were made up of Messi and Ronaldo, right? Do you think that they would be a phenomenal team? Goalkeeper, Messi. Defender, Ronaldo. Messi, as in full, all Messi, Ronaldo, fill up the team, right? Will they be a phenomenal team? Tell me. I want to know. What do you guys think? So, or imagine an entire team that only had Messi. Everybody in the team, Messi, right? They have all the same skills as Messi. Will they be a phenomenal team? I'm looking out for your response. Say, wahala go deal. Too much of everything too much of the same thing is bad. Lack of specialization. You can imagine the pride, the arrogance. They will be jamming their heads and everything. Now, can you see why you cannot just be looking for people like you that have the same things that you have to go and collaborate with? I like what Abdul Aziz says. He says, "Kole work," right? So you must identify your roles. You must be very clear on your roles. Then one final thing, which I'll just land on. Two things is you must, let me move to the third one, is team spirit. Team spirit, right? You must have an intention of building what I call team spirit. So using football again, right? One of my high points in football, when I watch football, is when, let's use my team, Manchester United, when Man U is about to score a goal, right? So Pogba is with the ball, right? Pogba sees, Fernandes, right, in a good position. He gives him a pass, and Fernandes now spots Martial, and he gives Martial a true pass. Now Martial can score, but Martial sees that Rashford is in a better position. And then he lobs the ball to Rashford, and then Rashford knocks the ball to the top right-hand corner of the net, and it's a goal. The next thing that happens always gets me excited. The next thing that happens is what I call team spirit, right? Because you see all the players getting excited, even those that did not contribute to the goal, right? And the one that trips me is that Martial did not score the goal, but Martial ends up being more excited about the goal than Rashford that scored the goal. That thing you see in that moment is team spirit. Team spirit. What is team spirit? Being excited about another team member's success, even though I may not be credited. No, let me take it again. Being willing to contribute and then celebrate another team member's success, even though I am not credited for it. Did you hear what I said? Being willing to contribute and then celebrate over my fellow collaborators' success, even though I may not be credited for it. Now, what am I trying to help you see? I'm trying to help you see the importance, right, of having team spirit. And team spirit is that thing that makes you celebrate, other people's victories, the people that you collaborate with. That is something you want to look out for. When you are, trying to partner, you want to be sure that whoever you're going into a collaborative effort with is somebody who celebrates your small victories, right? You also want to ensure that you're that kind of person who will celebrate them, right, when they make a victory and you are comfortable with it, because appreciation is very, very critical for team dynamics to work and for any collaborative effort to work. The reason a lot of collaborative efforts do not work is because everybody wants to shine, right? Everybody wants to shine at the same time. Whereas what you fail to realize is that God with your neighbor is in the neighborhoods. If it is happening for that person, soon it will happen for you. So you want to have that consciousness of being clear what your goal is, being clear what the role is, and also having that, that attitude of team spirit if you're going to make any collaborative efforts. And the final thing I'm going to talk about is on the biggest collaborations that we need to begin to focus on in these times. The world has gone digital. We used to say that the future is digital. No, the present is digital. Technology is not the future. Technology is the present. The biggest businesses today collaborate with technology to enhance their work, to enhance their ideas. Now, you have to begin to think as a collaborator, but you also have to think of how you can work with people that use technology to enable your work or to enhance your productivity or enhance your reach, right? Your mobile device is a collaborator. It works, with your ideas. You can put out your ideas on your mobile device, on social media, and that helps you achieve a goal. Every student, everyone who is listening has got to begin to think of how they can use technology to collaborate with their ideas and their businesses to move their ideas significantly forward. And I can give you different businesses. Think about some of the biggest businesses today. Uber is, a transport company that leverages technology. In fact, they do not even have any cars of their own, but they've come up with a technology that partners with owners of vehicles to be able to meet the needs of those who want to get access to vehicles. That's how there is a collaborative effort between transportation and technology. Look at Airbnb. Airbnb is about accommodation, right? But they are using technology where you can book a space in somebody's house using an application, a fusion of technology and accommodation. And I can give you tons of examples. Fintech companies, we talked about PiggyVest, right? They are using technology and finance. Can you see the collaboration, right? And there are tons of businesses that I can go on and on talking about that are using technology to enhance their ideas. And I'm telling you that in this world that we're in, if you are thinking of a business, you must be thinking technology. In fact, don't see yourself as a business. See yourself as a tech business. Look at what I do. I'm a personal development coach. So I tell my staff, we're not just a personal development business. We are a tech business that happens to be doing personal development, because that mindset needs to change. We need to begin to see that using digital platforms, using technology, that collaborative effort between our ideas and our products, right, is what is going to be the big game changer, not just for the future, but for the present. So you can be in school, learning and all of that. What you want to begin to do, find something that's working and think of a technology that can enhance that thing that's working. Go and meet them and look for an alliance or a partnership that you guys can come up with, and that can lead to a big, bold idea that can literally shift the landscape, of business, in the world. So these are my ideas on how, you can build a sustainable enterprise, right? Using collaborative efforts, using partnerships. And the more you use or utilize this information, I can bet that you are destined for greatness and you're destined for the top in whatever sphere of business you find yourself. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you very, very much.